You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets on Media Network.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today, everybody. If you're listening to us on vetsonmedia.com, you can also watch us. There's a feed. If you go to the No Limits Radio Show page, you can actually see us in studio. I think it's interesting that we didn't plan this, but we're both wearing baseball hats.
I know. I was going to say, look at that. We're both wearing hats. We did a lot of prep to come here today, both of us.
Coordinated wardrobe.
That's right.
So we've got a great show today. At 10 o'clock, we've got someone that has a darn good deal that is definitely going to help protect you and your family and your computers. And we're also going to talk about this whole Facebook Messenger because there's a huge thing going around. You know, do you install the app or do you not install the app? And should Facebook have all of this control? I don't know. And I don't even know if I downloaded the app. When I saw the story, I was like, shit, did I download the app?
Well, it would have forced you.
But see, sometimes
this week
I
it forced.
This week it forced?
Right. So if you are now looking at Messenger messages on Facebook, it's forced you to do it.
Through my phone?
Yeah, like you won't be able, yes, on your phone you would not be able to look at messages. That happened like on Tuesday because I kept ignoring it. And then it finally said, in order to see your messages, click here.
I never got, I don't think that I got that in order to see your messages, click here. And I read that it hasn't yet pushed out to everyone. So maybe I just haven't gotten that message yet.
Maybe not.
And maybe I was multitasking and not really paying attention, and I did accept it.
That could be. Well, if you look at the apps on your phone, it'll say Messenger.
Oh, so it's a whole different app?
Yeah, I don't like that either. It takes you off of, like, the Facebook. It's really weird. I don't like it at all. I don't know anything about the security and what they're gaining from it or whatever, but I don't care for it.
Okay, I still have the Facebook app, and I'm able to see messages through there.
Is it giving you the... Oh, I don't know. Mine goes to... Yeah, you didn't download the Messenger yet because I don't see the app. So I don't know.
So I don't think I have it. Okay, so we've got that coming up at 10 o'clock. And then at 10:20, we're going to have JD from JD's Rockin' Sports, and we're going to talk football.
Can't wait.
But first, we have this lovely segment that Michelle came up with. And it really is a great segment. It is the WWW. These are the wild, wonderful, and sometimes weird stories that Michelle has found out there while she's searching the interweb.
While I'm having my coffee. That's usually when it gets done.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, so let's get into it because I have quite a few today. It was last week I was like trying to find weird and wonderful and could hardly find anything. This week it was pretty simple. But we're going to start because our station is veteran owned. So we're going to start out with not only a wonderful story, but it is about veterans. So this story is out of Denver. And this is a gentleman, Zachary Fike is his name. He's a captain in the Vermont National Guard, and he has returned more than 100 Purple Heart medals to the rightful owners or family members. Sometimes they're lost, they're stolen. He's found them at yard sales, at estate sales, pawn shops. And
now, for those that don't know, why would someone be given a Purple Heart? James?
Say again. Sorry, I got a message about the show, so I was checking.
Why would someone, for those that don't know, why would someone be awarded or given a Purple Heart?
They would if they were wounded in combat.
Okay.
Wounded in, well, not so much injured. I know guys that were injured, maybe you fell off a truck, but if you were shot or maybe you suffered a concussion from a blast or something like that in a combat environment. So it is kind of a big deal. Some of us joke and say that's the enemy marksmanship badge, because the enemy got you. It's kind of a joke for the guys that have survived. And I got some, a lot of friends that have Purple Hearts. Fortunately, I've never had one, so I don't ever intend on getting one.
Okay.
So I guess this all started with him. In 2009, his mother gave him a Purple Heart as a Christmas present. The medal had actually been awarded to a Corrado Piccoli, who was a private killed in October 7th in 1944 in France.
Okay.
And Fike says that he goes, I know that the medal did not belong to me, and I sent it on a journey to find the family. So he said doing that has absolutely just been rewarding to him, and he has 3 to 5 Purple Hearts are turned into him every week. Wow. So he has like another 300 to, at this point, he has 300 to find the rightful owners or the family members of the soldier.
I find it fascinating that that there's a place that you can purchase or get or obtain these Purple Hearts.
Yeah, he said a lot of them are left. Like one, for example, I think the one that he received, the way that he found out, or the way that it ended up, I guess being lost or whatever you want to call it, is he was deployed, and he had his stuff in a storage locker. Well, when he didn't pay the bill for the storage locker, it was the storage locker is then sold, and then those people take that, the stuff in there, and they sell them to pawn shops or estate sales and things like that. So.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So.
Well, good job.
So I thought that was wonderful. This one, we're going to post this on our Facebook page because you do have to see the video. But this is actually about a little boxer puppy.
And this is the sweetest story.
It is the sweetest story ever. This is a little boxer. He is 9 months old. His name is Duncan Luhu.
Oh.
And Duncan.
Do you think he's related to Cindy Lou Who?
I don't know.
Cindy Lou Who?
Yeah, she's from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
got it.
I immediately thought of the Grinch. Anyway, so poor little Duncan Luhu was born with severe birth defects, and Amanda Geis, she's the founder of Panda Paws Rescue, took the dog in. She had heard about it. She took it to the vet, and the vet basically said, listen, you have 2 choices. You either can remove both his hind legs or euthanize him. It's really the only option. He can't survive with the birth defects of his back 2 legs.
Right.
And the way that they were amputated, there's no way to attach any type of prosthetics or whatever. They had tried wheelchairs, and Duncan just doesn't like them. Duncan, when you watch this video, this dog, he goes upstairs, he runs. It's absolutely amazing to see this little thing.
And it was interesting to see because they explained that he actually had to learn how to do everything. And you can see one of the owners, you can see him kind of struggling with how to go up the steps. And you can see that one of the owners, or I assumed it was the owner, runs up the steps and shows him, this is how you're going to do it. And then he just follows suit and does it. It was great.
It's absolutely adorable. So
I'm putting the, I'm actually multitasking right now. So for those of you that are watching, if you go to the No Limits Radio Show Facebook page, you can look at the event. And I've just posted that video in there so that you can see it. But wait till after the show to go watch it.
Yeah, because it's about 4 minutes, but it's worth 4 minutes of your time. If you just want to feel good and look at, no matter what comes your way in life, if a dog can do it, you can too.
Exactly.
It's pretty remarkable. All right, so for a little bit of the wacky, this comes to us from Yahoo News. And last week we talked about a grandma who was having sex in public.
Right.
Go grandma. This week, this grandma, Florida woman, allegedly was caught carrying almost $41,000 through customs, with most of that cash hidden in her undergarments. She had it hidden in her girdle, her bra. They had asked her multiple times if she had any money to claim, and she said all she had was like $1,200. Well, then when they went through like security in her carry-on bags, they found like another $5,000. So they said, "Is this all you have?" And she said, "Yes, this is all I have." So then when they did a strip search of her, they like found it in the like back of her underwear, sewn in her bra, and then like $20,000 in the front of her girdle.
See, I found it interesting that it was because they saw a bulge in her backside.
Yeah.
When I read that part, I was like, oh, hell, I would totally be a candidate.
That's a hell of a hemorrhoid, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's a hell of a one. But yeah, Victoria Farron, she's 78 years. Oh, hell. That scared me.
We'll fix that.
She's
Yay, fun live show.
I was like, what the hell is that? Victoria Farron is 78 years old. So bless her little heart. Her and her daughter were traveling to the Philippines. I don't really know what they were doing in the Philippines or why they were going there. But she claims that the money came from the sale of her house. Her son had bought her house, and she did not trust wiring the money to the Philippines. So I don't know if they were moving there. Like I said, it doesn't really say, or an extended vacation. I mean, but she was taking almost $50,000 in her girdle.
So had she just claimed the money, she would have been able to keep the money.
I don't think you can take that much. Well, no, maybe you can.
Yeah.
The federal law actually requires travelers to declare in customs if you are carrying more than $10,000 in cash.
Right.
And I'm guessing that's because our government wants to make sure you claimed it,
Right.
if I had to guess.
See, I found this one a little bit upsetting to me. And maybe it's because she's a grandma. What?
I'm just laughing because this was really just supposed to be weird news, and now you're upset about it.
I'm upset about it. I am. I'm upset that the government just decides, well, you didn't claim it, so therefore we get to just take your money.
I don't know that she doesn't get it back. I think it's just an investigation.
If the government takes it, you're not getting it back.
Well, we'll have to keep watching the story on Victoria Farron to see if she gets her poor little grandma. See if she gets her money back.
Yeah, she's not getting. Did you know this actually? Speaking of traveling and airport, the TSA. Do you know that you can actually pay to be pre-checked? So you don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to go through all the bullshit. You can get the VIP status and just go to that really short line. I always wondered how that happens. Because Sky, every time Sky travels, she gets the TSA pre-check authorized. Like, she just gets to go to that line. But you can actually pay to go to that line.
Well, I think, but don't you have to go through like a background check? I mean, I think there's a lot.
Yeah,
You have to go through. It's not like you can just pay $100 and go through it. I mean, there's background checks and things
They
like
have
that.
a whole like pre-check. You've got to be a U.S. citizen, and if you go to TSA.gov and just search for the pre-check, you can find out the details there. But you have to be a U.S. citizen. There's an application that you fill out. There's a fee that you have to pay. And there's a place in the East Valley that you can go and fill out this form, drop it off, and from what I've heard from other people, it's not a very long process.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I don't think taking my shoes off is really that big of a deal. Whatever, I'll just do it.
I think it's such a pain in the
I
ass.
despise the TSA. Like when you have to advertise for employees on pizza boxes, and you know where you get the gas pumps, you'll see stuff like that. I mean, if that's the pool you're getting from,
Right.
you know, I understand. You know, we need security, but you look at the way El Al does their screens when they fly into Israel. I mean, when's the last time they've had anything go down? They know what they're doing, and I wish they just pull maybe some of the plays from their notebook,
Right,
and hire some higher. I don't want to say higher class people, but I would say some of them are probably
just maybe higher skilled.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There you go.
Right,
There you
higher
go.
skilled.
Good.
Good one, Christina.
Thank you.
Way to keep it politically correct. That's why I love you. I don't, and you do. All right, so this article from Kent, Washington. Actually, I shouldn't find this funny, but I do for two reasons. Anyway, I'll tell you the story. So a woman, and I believe her name is pronounced Tanisha Hedman. She is 39. She is in jail right now after an arraignment on Tuesday, and her bail is set at $500,000 because she set her husband on fire.
And why did she set her husband on fire?
She believes that he molested a child. Now, they don't really go into that, so I don't know. And they are looking into it, so they don't know whether that's true or false. I find this interesting because the charge is domestic violence. Why would it not be attempted murder? I mean, she poured gasoline on him and lit him up. Hell hath no fury, like a woman scorned.
But see, this isn't just any child. This is her child that this happened to. It was interesting because when I read the article first and saw that it was a child, I thought, well, is this a neighbor's child? Was this, why would she go to this length? Then you watch the video package, and once I saw that it was her child, my emotional reaction to it was completely different.
Right.
I mean, what would you do if that were your child?
Well, I think she was really taking a chance setting him on fire because, like what happened, someone put him out and, now he's alive. So I feel like if you're going to try to kill him, come on. I mean, at least like lock him in the bedroom or something. I mean, she kind of didn't make sure that it was a final step. But she did say the reason she set him on fire was because shooting him would be too nice. But he probably would have been dead. So,
and I think and on this episode of No Limits, we're going to dissect how you kill somebody.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want someone dead, setting them on fire and then just running out of the house when there's a roommate there and whatever is maybe not the smartest way to do it.
And if this is your home, if you live there too, like, I don't think she really thought it through, which, when you've got that emotional issue going on, somebody molested your 7-year-old child.
She's going to plead insanity, I'm sure, but
she also didn't think this through because now, she's in jail, he's in custody. Where's the child? Who is the child with?
Right.
So I think there's a better way of handling it.
But do you wonder why it's just a domestic violence assault charge and not attempted murder? I mean, how can it not be attempted murder?
Well, just because you burn somebody doesn't mean you're trying to kill them.
She poured gasoline on him.
All she was doing was burning him.
Man, I want Christina as my defense attorney. I don't see how you call this. It's not even attempted murder. It's
it's an attempted burn.
Yeah, it's like he like an ingrown toenail is what he did basically.
Not that big of a deal.
Get your law degree.
Fine. Put some Windex on it. You'll be fine.
Maybe some butter.
I was just going to say some butter.
Slap some butter on that.
You want to know how to murder somebody? You just come and hang out at our house for a while and listen to Michelle as she watch Southern Fried Homicide, and she watches all those. And I'm like, basically, this is showing women how to kill men, and either get away with it or how not to get caught, basically.
Deadly women.
Now, does her watching that give you any behavior modification?
Sleep with a gun? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, does that help you to be nicer to her in any way?
Well,
or you're just wonderful all the time?
Thank you, Christina. I'm glad somebody, maybe you want to come over and sit on the other side of the couch and ignore me for the evening. I'm kidding. I gotta give you.
It's been a great week at the Fallbush house.
I feel like we need a couch and some therapy session here.
We'll get you and Dr. Laura in here, and we'll all talk about it.
I'm fine. I watched Deadly Women, and I'm fine.
And then we'll get Judge Judy when we go through the divorce. And where's your receipts? You're a liar. Then she'll be talking to you, Michelle. Anyway.
Well, anyway, in life, sometimes your significant other is upset with you. And sometimes it's your children. So this story is in Fargo, North Dakota. Go figure, in Fargo. Cindy Burke is drawing a lot of criticism for selling her daughter's Katy Perry tickets on Facebook as a punishment for her behavior. Her post was, "Spoiled brat daughter doesn't deserve these tickets for sale." They actually removed the post because they said it distracted from the purpose. She put it on a like a Fargo community sale Facebook page, and they said that it distracts from the purpose of the page. I don't know why. I mean, she's selling something. I guess maybe her tagline of "spoiled brat daughter" didn't need to be there. But I'm interested to see what your comments on that, because she's been publicly, people are angry that she has done this. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
To publicly shame your child? That is not good parenting, in my opinion.
Well, good parenting, that's like a relative term. That's like when someone says it's not far. Well, what's not far to you? Because what's not far to you is different than what's not far to me.
But when you're parenting your children, there has to be this underlying building up their self-esteem, building up their self-confidence. Yes, letting them know when they've done something wrong. I don't think you need to publicly humiliate and publicly shame your child. And I saw that while some people were, shaming the parent, I saw that some people also were supporting her.
Yeah.
And in her defense, she had said, well, I got some good comments and some good support. Like, this is the thing that concerns me. At the end of the day, do we determine if what we're doing is right or wrong based on the response of people on Facebook? Because if that's where we've gotten to, holy shit, are we in trouble?
Oh, I think that's absolutely where society has gotten to.
Lord.
I'm not saying it's right, but I really think that it does. And I think that sometimes, I guess it would be interesting to see, because I couldn't find, I don't know if you found, did you find out what she did?
I did not.
It doesn't say what the daughter did. So I guess it would depend on what she did. Like, for example, if she just, I don't know, didn't clean up her room because watching Big Brother was more important to her, then yeah, it's a bit extreme. Did she steal her brother's Xbox and sell it to go get a pedicure and a manicure? Then yeah, she's a spoiled brat. You know what I mean? So there's different, I guess I would like to know what the daughter did, but I couldn't find it.
And if she is a spoiled brat, there are other ways to teach that lesson instead of publicly shaming her. And she's a teenager. So hold on a second. She's a teenager. Guess what? Newsflash. Da, 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 da. Teenagers are spoiled brats.
Yeah, they all are spoiled
Okay.
brats. But do you know what I used to do to my kids when they were toddlers?
What?
And they used to throw a fit? You're saying publicly humiliating your child is horrible. Well, I guess I'm horrible, because when they used to throw a fit somewhere like in public, I would just stop and I would look at them and I would say as loud as I could, "Excuse me, everyone, could you please draw your attention to Chase, who wants to throw a fit right now, so I'm assuming he would like some attention. So if everyone could just watch him, I would appreciate it."
And did that work?
He would stop.
So
Both of my kids, they would stop.
okay. I do think that as parents, we know our children better than other people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find anything wrong with that. In that scenario,
It's publicly humiliating my child. You just said I shouldn't do it on
but
Facebook.
your child was drawing attention to himself.
Well, like I said, we don't know what this daughter did. Maybe she publicly was a brat.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I think we need to know more about the story. But I know when I was a kid, if I were my mom didn't play. And if we were out in public, we knew going into a store, do not embarrass me. Do not publicly humiliate me, because if you do, oh, the wrath that you will receive. And it was always, we're leaving the store right now. We would leave the store, and all she would have to do is talk to us. That look, that mom look that was just like your whole body clenches and goes, oh shit. What did I do? Exactly.
All right. Well, I don't know. I think it was fine. Christina says no.
I say no. I think we
She
would
says
need
no.
to talk to a child development counselor, psychologist.
Oh, come on. You could find one that said it's fine, and you could find another one that says it isn't.
Well, I want to find the one that says it isn't.
Well, I know, and I'll find the one that says it is fine.
All right, let's go.
So anyway, let's go on.
Experts agree, right?
Yeah, they never agree. That's why, the whole political system is all,
You guys know who you're voting for? Since you said political.
Who we're voting for?
For governor.
It's not. Can I say who it's not going to be, even though their headquarters is right here?
Yeah, you can say it.
It is not going to be Christine Jones.
Okay. Her camp's coming. Well, they're coming across the hall here. And for the folks that her camp.
Are they coming in right now?
No, they're coming in for.
Because I'll tell her to her face, I'm not voting for you.
They're coming in sometime this month. Them and Doug Ducey. We already have
Really?
Frank Riggs on. Yeah. So we've been trying to hit all the campaign folks here. And we just want to see what they have to offer. So.
Did you find it interesting that Governor Brewer endorsed Scott Smith, mayor of Mesa?
I did. I hadn't even heard of him.
Yeah.
And I live in Mesa, so that tells you.
See, I've heard that most people that know him like him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know enough about him. I know Doug Ducey. Like I met him when he was campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
And I know him. I like him. So that's probably who I'm voting for.
Michelle?
they all lie, so I don't really care.
Moving on.
You know I'm not political.
I know. You know, okay, James, did you hear last weekend when we had Vernon Parker in?
I was working.
Okay, so we had Vernon Parker in,
Mm-hmm.
who's running for the Corporation Commission. And the Arizona Republic wrote a nasty article about him. And I wanted to give him an opportunity to come in, share his side of things. And it was great. We got to see a side of Vernon Parker that most people in media do not see. He was funny. He was relaxed. But the best part was just before the interview, Michelle turns to him. And what was it you said?
I said to him,
Here we go.
First of all, I must tell you that I do not like politics. And the reason I don't like politics is because most politicians are full of shit.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Hope you come back.
Hi. See you later.
But you know what? That's what other program in the United States would do what you guys did. There ain't one that would tell like someone running for office, I think you're full of shit. Matter of fact, I think all your colleagues are. There's nothing wrong with that.
At least 60% of Americans probably feel that way.
Yeah.
I just had the platform to tell it to one of their faces.
That's why your guys' show is different than anyone out there.
Michelle keeps it real.
He shook my hand at the end of the day. It's all fine.
I know. All right.
So
what else do you have for us, Michelle?
Well, I think that it is almost break time. However, we'll take a break after this one. I just think that even though the United States has a lot of stuff going on, and there's lots of ways we can improve our country and definitely our legal system, I will say that we have it great compared to some other countries. Because in Pakistan, a lawyer is representing a 2-year-old toddler who is being charged with attempted murder against a group of policemen. Oh, I'm sorry, 9 months old. I said 2 years.
9 months
He's
old.
9 months old. And he actually had to appear in court to get the charges dropped. So I guess his family members were accused of this attempted murder, and because he lives in the home, he was included in it.
Right.
But this 9-month-old is like seen in court with like a baby bottle. I mean, this kid it's absolutely asinine to me that stuff goes on. But.
It is crazy, and clearly it's a case of not a lot of common sense. But we have that here in the United States. You know, we have kids that end up not that case.
No, I was going to say really
no, not that specific case, but we have examples of pure lack of common sense. You know, a kid draws a picture of a gun in class and then gets suspended from school. We also have corruption within some of our states. You found a great article, the 10 most corrupt states in the United States, which I thought it was great having lived in Mississippi.
It's number one.
It's number one.
Yeah. It's Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Alaska. I didn't even know enough people lived in Alaska to be part of this, but anyway, South Dakota, Kentucky, and Florida.
I thought it was interesting that in the article they talk about the lack of intelligence in Mississippi. Do you know how they teach you how to spell Mississippi?
How?
It's like this. M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I.
Nuh-uh.
That's how they teach you how to spell Mississippi when you're living in Mississippi.
Oh, I just learned it like a little M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. Like a little, it's double everything. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Crooked stick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And if you want to find out your state's intelligence, I've got a great map that shows a state's intelligence based on their Twitter feeds. And you can actually click on the map and find out where your state ranked. And I'll share that during the break on the No Limits Radio show page. So we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we've got a darn good deal that's going to help you with your computers, keep you safe out there on the internet because you just don't even know what the heck you're doing when you're clicking accept and downloading things. We're also going to talk about this Facebook Messenger. So don't go away because we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Christina.
We'll be back. Bye.
Would you like to share your military knowledge and experience with other service members and help them achieve their goals? Hey everybody, it's James from Vets On. You can do just that by becoming a military student enrollment advisor with the University of Phoenix at their Phoenix, Arizona campus. Military student enrollment advisors work with prospective students who have chosen to serve their country just like you. You'll be helping them enroll, choose a degree program, and guide them through their first class. To qualify for this great opportunity, you need a valid DD-214, military ID card from the National Guard or Reserves, a bachelor's degree, or 60 college credits. Military spouses are also eligible with current DoD ID card and a bachelor's degree. If you're looking for a great career while helping fellow military members, then we urge you to contact the University of Phoenix today. Apply now by going to jobs-apollo.com and enter the word Military Enrollment Advisor in the search bar. And don't forget to tell them that Vets On sent you. Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Breaker 1-9. How about that bandit? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Do you need an extra push to start your day? Well, then tune in to Addie's Radio. Addie's Radio is a show that explores tough questions in an open and fun forum. The program also engages hard-hitting issues concerning veterans' physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This show airs every Tuesday from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Vets On Media Network. Addie's Radio is hosted by Jesse James, a combat veteran of Afghanistan, so he knows the problems that veterans face every day. Jesse provides you guidance each and every week to be a better you. So tune into yourself each week by tuning into Addie's Radio. Go to vetsonmedia.com for show details. You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
Welcome back. All right. Up next, we've got a darn good deal. We've got with us in studio Scott Webster. He's with Elite Network Services. And Scott, I got to tell you, one of the things that I'm really excited to share with our listeners is you're not just an advertiser with darn good deals. You are someone that I can tell people 100% the know, like, and trust. I know you, I like you, and I trust you. And you actually helped my mom get her computers taken care of. So guys, I'm not just telling you, I support this business because he's a veteran, because I know, like, trust him. I mean, I truly do trust you. And my mom is one of the pickiest consumers out there. So to make her happy, that says a lot.
Thank you.
Actually, I bet Michelle might.
Are you gonna send him my way so I can tell you that because you think I'm the pickiest one?
Yeah. Once that came out, I realized she might be the pickiest one. So you've got a darn good deal.
Yes.
Okay, you've got an exclusive deal that consumers cannot find anywhere else but right here on Darn Good Deals.
Correct.
Tell them what it is.
Well, it's called, we call it ENS 24/7 monitoring package. The package includes a monitoring service that monitors your computer and its behavior, so that way if something goes wrong with your computer, it can alert us. Also, it comes with antivirus protection, which one of the great things is it's monitored. So a lot of people forget about their antivirus protection and let it expire, or that it's not running scans. So we can monitor it, make sure it stays up to date, scanning, and it never expires. So as long as you have the service, it never expires. The third thing is our neat addition is the web security. It comes with 3 little add-ons with it: web protection, web filtering, and web bandwidth. And all 3 of those combined not only protects your computer from the internet, but it protects the sort of in a way protects the internet from you, meaning whether you have children that are going on your computer or it's in a business environment, it scans every website you go to. It's looking for that third-party malware, spyware that's hiding behind that website, or maybe attached to an ad or a link or whatever that you click on. It'll find it and block it. The next one is the web filtering. This one pretty much protects you from any bad, or what they call the blacklist of websites, anything that's considered harmful or bad to you. If you go to click on one of those websites, especially a child, and they go to type in something or do a search for something and they want to click on a link and it's considered bad, it'll pop up and tell you you're not allowed to go to this website. So it protects you from those bad websites, which in turn stop some of the malware and spyware and stuff getting onto your computer. The third one is the bandwidth, and the bandwidth is very important because if your computer's constantly going out to the internet and the bandwidth is really high, that means there's something wrong with it. There's something going on in the background. So it's a big sign that you have spyware or malware or something. So that all packaged together, and then we also allow to add to the security, and thinking in that process is also throwing in, giving you some data storage so you can back up your personal files or maybe some business files or pictures or music, making sure you don't lose your data. So altogether, the initial package is going to be $6 a month. If you pay for a whole year, you'll get a free month. The setup costs we reduced to $40 instead of the normal $60. And then we're giving you 50 gigs of online secure data storage for $45, which we normally charge $79. And that's per year for the data storage. So
the setup is $40 a month, or $40 just to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is it normally?
And normally I charge $60 to set it up.
Okay. And $6 a month, and is that the regular price?
No, the regular price we're going probably will be in the $12 range.
Oh, wow. So that's a 50% savings
It
a
is.
month.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, because you do this not only for residential but also for businesses. Is that right?
Correct. This is a great product for both residential and business.
For both.
And what I stress is because a lot of people don't have firewalls or proper routers or proper equipment in place in their business or at home. And you can't really rely on your internet provider to protect you from everything out here. So this gives you that extra layer, not only at home, but in your business.
So let me ask you this. Is the price that you're quoting per household, per business, or per computer? Per computer.
Yes.
Okay, so if I have a business and I have 10 employees and we all have computers, then my setup fee, as far as the good darn deal, is going to be $400.
Well, the setup fee will be $40.
Even though you have to do
Yeah.
all of that on each computer?
Yeah.
Okay, but then it's $6 monthly per computer.
Correct.
Okay. That's still great. I mean, that's still super affordable for businesses.
And to have someone that's remotely. So now let's talk a little bit about that. So you are remotely monitoring.
Yes, the monitoring service, and just so it's just not something we're going to stick on your computer and walk away from. You're like having a second set of eyes, always watching your computer, always watching the behavior of what's going on. We get alerts. We get emails. I have a dashboard that I can remote into every day. I check everything out. Anything that comes up with sort of a red check, I check it out, see why it's coming up. The other neat thing, too, is it monitors all your software. So a big thing is keeping up to date with your software, whether it's Adobe or Flash or Windows or Google Chrome, Mozilla, whatever browser you use. It lets me also know if those need to be updated. So all I got to do with a click of a button is say approve, and it'll update all your software for you. Make sure it's all secure and updated. So that's part of the monitoring.
That's
also.
awesome.
So yeah, definitely not the install and leave and walk away and you won't see me for a year. We're there every day watching it for you. I also plan on I'll send you like quarterly reports just to give you the feel of what it's doing and how it's protecting you, because sometimes when you see the numbers and you realize all the stuff that it blocked, you realize how much stuff is just floating around the internet.
So from a user standpoint, once you're monitoring the service and I'm on the computer and I try to go to a website that your service has deemed it not safe, do I get notified, you can't go here, this is blocked, this is bad content?
Yeah, I customized it a little bit. A window will pop up The internet will pop up and tell you that this site is considered harmful. And if you deem that it's not harmful, contact us, and we can always add it to the whitelist and make sure that it's permitted. Because people do sometimes do research on guns. Well, guns is considered a harmful. It's on the blacklist of what's bad. So if they do research on guns, or especially in Arizona, they want to buy ammo or something, those websites might be blocked. So all you got to do is alert us to it, and then we just add that website into the whitelist, the good side, and the next time you go to it, it'll be accessible.
Now, who's created this blacklist?
That's a good question. I've never researched and actually found out who in the world a long time ago created a list of just the basic common subjects out there that are bad. And
so it's based on subject, not individual sites.
Right. It's based on guns, ammo, of course, pornography.
You're probably dead on right on that one.
Yeah.
And if someone calls you and says, please add this to my whitelist, I feel like you probably should.
Hacking, any hacking sites. So it has a long list that it has by default. And again, I very rarely have to modify that because most people will not hit those sites.
Now what about backing up your data? How important is that, and why do people need to do that?
Well, I would have to say at least, I don't know, on the average 2-3 times a month I hear about people having crashed systems, can't access their hard drive, lost their data, have no backups, and have done nothing to protect themselves. So I think, truthfully, it is very important because we're using our computers for everything.
Right.
Whether everything's digital, our pictures, our videos, you do all your documents, and you run your business on your computer. Maybe you have QuickBooks. Maybe you have a database, your client database.
Mm-hmm.
You need to back all that up, because if it's not your business, if you're a one-person shop business and everything's on one computer and you don't have a backup of it, and the next day that computer goes down, well, how are you going to handle your clients? How are you going to handle your business? And then at home, I actually helped out a client. I'll use them as an example. They had over probably good 200-300 gigabytes of pictures. We're talking from the kids, the day the kids were born, 10 years of digital pictures, and their hard drive broke with no backups.
Oh.
And we got it. We had to go a step further and recover all that. So we got it recovered for him. And it was great because he was able to give it to her on her anniversary and show her that, hey, I have all the kids' pictures back. But then right after that, or before that, we put them on backups. So that way it's not going to happen again.
So with your system, you go in and you said that you should be doing a backup 2 to 3 times a month. So your system just automatically does that.
Well, our backups run every day.
Every day?
Yes, they run at night. I set them up to run every night, so they'll catch anything you change. And we can customize it. Maybe at home you're not changing things as much, but in the business world you're constantly changing documents. You're constantly changing client information. So having that stuff backed up every day, because that way if something happens within a 24-hour period, you can go back 30 days and get whatever copy you want, or you can get the day before and replace that file. So I normally by default set it up for every day, even though sometimes it may back up 0 because nothing changed. It's okay. It's at least checking and making sure that everything is there, secured and safe. And
again, all of this is $40 to set it up per household, $6 per computer.
Correct.
That's pretty good. I would say that's definitely a darn good deal.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find it. I don't think anyone's crazy enough to do that, so I am.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
It's worth it because, like he said, our entire life revolves around the computer. So, just for peace of mind,
right?
$6 a month is worth,
absolutely.
We pay insurance on everything out there. It's just treated as it's insurance you're paying for your computer.
That's
for
a
your
really
life.
good way. That's a really good way to look at it.
It's insurance.
Yeah. Facebook. I love it. I want your input on this because I'm a little bit freaked out right now. Okay. Did you download the app, Michelle?
I had to.
You had to.
It
okay.
forced me to download it.
Have you been forced to download?
Yeah, I won't download it.
And you won't?
I started the process, and when I saw everything that it wanted permission to on my phone, I said, no, thank you, and I stopped.
What's the concern, though? I mean, how bad could it be?
I don't know. I guess I just don't want to give that information. I already got. We all got enough information out on the internet about ourselves as it is, but I like to at least feel like I have control of what each app gets. And this is pretty much telling me, oh no, we need control of everything, and we don't get a choice. That's what Facebook is pretty much saying.
So when you say control of what? My friend list, my emails?
From what I read, I mean, it pretty much can control your camera, it can control it gets into your contacts, it gets all your contacts, it can control your texts, it can see your texts. I mean, at least from what I've read. And
it can turn your phone on even when it's off.
It pretty much,
Which
you're giving them 100% control of your phone.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary. I wonder if one of two things is going to happen with this. Either Facebook is going to have to change, because in one of the articles they said that the reason for this was so that they could switch your network access for faster, for more instantaneous messages, which I call bullshit.
I mean, they're pretty fast anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty damn fast. But I think one of two things is going to happen. Either this is going to be the thing that hurts Facebook and people move away from Facebook, and maybe we start to use some of the other social sites more, like Google+, or they're going to have to change this app. I think it's going to have to be one of those two things. Or actually, no, the third thing is that most people really don't know, and they're not informed, and they're just going to download it and use it.
I go for the third thing.
Damn it.
I probably go for the third, but I think that when it asked if it could have access to my contents or something when I first did it, I feel like I put no.
I put a lot of no. I just did it the other day just to see, and I mean, I have a lot of different apps on my phone, and they all want access to something, and it might be one or two, three things, and I'm okay with that. But when I went to do the Facebook one, it like the list went like down the entire screen, and I thought maybe even I had to roll it up so I could see the bottom one. They wanted access to 100% of your phone, and I didn't see any option to say no, no, no. It's either you accept or you cancel, and if you hit accept, it installs. And truthfully, I guess I look at messaging as like back in the day, a little old school. You know, if someone called your house and left a message on your answering machine, you got it when you got home. Well, if someone leaves me a message on Facebook, I guess I'll just have to wait till I get home and check it on my computer, because I'm definitely not going to allow that much. And you said the changing your network for Speedwise. I think it's more or less changing your network to gear it towards their advertisers.
Oh, interesting.
You know, make it so that you get their ads, or they know what you're looking for or what you're doing, so they can gear their ads towards in your network towards that.
So if somebody did give access, would you recommend that they remove that app, or has the damage already been done?
I think it's, you know, of course, it's like anything. It's a personal decision. Mm-hmm. If you think you need those messages 24/7 and you got to have them, well, then I guess you're going to keep the app, and you're not going to worry about the behind the scenes stuff. So if you're sort of like me, and you know, like I said, I can wait till I get home to get your message. I'm not going to put on the app, and I mean, I'm very particular about what apps I put on my phone just to make sure I know what they're accessing.
So it does allow you to delete the app. So I have deleted the app, and now it's back to when I go into my Facebook, it's telling me that, you know, we've moved over to Messenger to see your messages either install or learn more.
Oh, interesting. See, I don't see that.
See, that's why I don't understand why you've seen it. You can go into your messages on your phone still, and starting, I think it was Wednesday of this last week, I couldn't.
I can't.
And I read that it was being rolled out to some people, and not everyone had received it yet.
As soon as they switched it to where I have to have the messenger, I can no longer access my messages on my phone.
Well, I will let you guys know when it tells me that I have to, because I'm not going to accept it.
I mean,
I'll just
whatever.
Well, this is just for mobile, correct?
This is just for
mobile.
mobile.
Just for mobile.
So you know what? I just figured I'm not going to download it, and if someone wants to message me, I'll just wait until I get near a computer.
Right.
It's not it's Facebook. It's not that important. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I can read part of the message because, you know, when it actually comes to your phone, you see it on there. So when Christina was messaging me this morning, just come into the building, I could see just walk into the building. I didn't need to go to the whole message, but at least saw part of it, so at least know. Now if someone writes on their emergency right at the beginning, then at least then I'll quickly respond.
Another reason to use Twitter. There we
go.
That's why I like Twitter. I'm liking Twitter more and more. So
if you need to get a hold of me, business or personally, there's so many other ways. I got voicemail. I have texting. So I have email. You don't need to message me on Facebook. So
And if you do want to take care of the darn good deal, and if you want to talk to him about some of your other concerns regarding your computers or your networks, definitely reach out to him via his website, which is elitenetworkservice.com. If you're watching on the Google Hangout, it's at the bottom in the lower thirds, and the phone number 480-720-8270. Don't call him right now because we're.
And I posted it on the Facebook as well, so it's on the show page and the Vets on Media page as well. The link to your website. So. And
you're on Facebook at Elite NS, so definitely go check out the page.
Yeah. However, if you are trying to get a hold of him via Facebook because it is your favorite book, I suggest you just put in the message box "emergency" in all capital locks, because then
there you go.
I better get to a computer.
Then I better get to a computer, or if I know your number, I'll call you.
See, what'll end up happening to me is when I get that, just read your messages. You must. I think you're right. I think I am going to have a challenge.
You absolutely are going to download that app.
Because what if that message comes through? Oh my gosh, the most amazing thing! And then you can't see the rest of it. I'll be like, I have to know right now.
But you could just go to a computer.
Yeah.
Well, if it was that amazing, why didn't they call you?
That's true.
Because
Right?
she's not that important.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Oh, thanks.
Obviously, to that person.
Right.
I'm not saying to me. I'm saying to that person. It's not. They didn't need to call you, but they wanted to make you aware.
I mean, think of it this way: if you're gonna write a message to someone and you have to sit on your phone typing it, how hard is it to type? How many numbers is it for your phone?
Yeah. True.
8 numbers instead of
But we don't
30
talk.
words.
We don't talk to each other.
We don't talk.
We
to each other.
text.
I'm sorry, I'm old school.
Well, there you go.
So I don't mind talking to people.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the darn good deal.
Thank you.
Up next, we're going to have JD in studio talking about football.
We think.
Hopefully he's en route and arriving. So we're going to go to a quick break, and then when we're back, we'll be talking about football, either by ourselves or with JD.
That's right.
All right. This is No Limits Radio Show.
I'm Michelle.
And our guest, Scott
Webster.
Would you like to share your military knowledge and experience with other service members and help them achieve their goals? Hey everybody, it's James from Vets On. You can do just that by becoming a military student enrollment advisor with the University of Phoenix at their Phoenix, Arizona campus. Military student enrollment advisors work with prospective students who've chosen to serve their country just like you. You'll be helping them enroll, choose a degree program, and guide them through their first class. To qualify for this great opportunity, you need a valid DD-214, military ID card from the National Guard or Reserves, a bachelor's degree, or 60 college credits. Military spouses are also eligible with current DoD ID card and a bachelor's degree. If you're looking for a great career while helping fellow military members, then we urge you to contact the University of Phoenix today. Apply now by going to jobs-apollo.com and enter the word Military Enrollment Advisor in the search bar. And don't forget to tell them that Vets On sent you.
Breaker 19. How about that bandit? You got them ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in your life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Hey everyone, it's Adam from Vets On. Are you or someone you know looking for employment? Then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission in putting veterans in inspiring careers with insured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 clarification types, education, experience, salary range, and so much more. iVetX can help you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job.
You're listening to No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
All right, we're back, and we're talking about football.
Are you ready for some football?
We've got JD from JD's Rockin' Sports. I cannot believe how excited I am to be talking about football. If anyone had told me a year ago that I would be excited about football, talking about football, I would have laughed out loud at them.
It was actually less than a year ago because I went to the Ohio State game with my son and I said it was freezing and you said, oh, it was outside? I'm like, yeah. So it's been less than a year.
Yeah. Last year was the first time that I went to a professional football game, first time that I went to a college football game, first time that I participated in a football pool.
Yes, you did.
All right, so let's talk about that.
Well, usually I only invite people to do stuff with me that I know I can beat. But
so that's why I was invited.
So wrong.
Oh, you know what? I was actually kind of hurt that I wasn't asked to do it last year, and
because
now I know why.
I know, yeah, because I know you helped him with his picks last year, so.
I know I'm behind you, right?
That's why he keeps looking over his shoulder.
Right. But it was fun. It really was. It was a lot of fun. I didn't really put anything on it. There really wasn't that big of a bet or anything. There is a trophy that will be coming out here in about 2 weeks for Rob, who won the league last year. And the individual that came in last, who would have gotten a trophy, has declined the opportunity to get that trophy for being in last place. So that's okay. He's a good guy. But this year,
Who was that?
That was Larry.
Oh, okay.
That was Larry, the fellow Patriot fan, Larry Kraft, United States Marine veteran.
How can you decline the opportunity?
He said, yeah, I didn't, because the name of the award, which Adam Bird won the year before that, is actually called the In the Rear Award. And he said
Christina would decline that award.
He basically just said that, I can't explain that award to my kids. So,
okay, I got it.
He's like, I'm like, what? You came in last. I'm like, yeah, no.
What does the award look like?
It's half of a horse's ass, is what it is. So yeah, it's fun. Adam will show you his. He'll gladly show you his. He was proud of that moment.
So when does the football season start? Because right
First
now
week of September.
And
right now we're in preseason.
Does preseason count?
Yeah, well, it does for me. There's a lot of things that I watch.
Okay.
Preseason basically is what the teams use to teach you a little bit more. They use this to observe the draft picks and see how they're playing and see how well they adapt to the pro game and see if they're actually going to keep them on the team. Now, the first big cut isn't until like the end of this month, until like week 3, and then after the final game, they'll make their final cuts, and that's the team they'll go into the regular season with. So there's a lot that I look at. There's some rookies out there. For one, at me being a Patriots fan, very seldom do I ever acknowledge that I'm cheering for anything New York, and also being from the Boston area. But there is a rookie this year that I want everybody to look out for, and that is Andre Williams, and he is from Boston College. And he led the nation in rushing last year at 2,200 yards, and he slipped all the way to the 4th round. And I think that's just a big mistake for anybody that needed a running back, and unfortunately, but he will be a.
So. Okay, but hold on.
Are you taking notes? You need to take notes.
I'm not taking notes. I'm listening to what you're saying,
Okay.
and I have a
All right.
question. So when you're watching the preseason games,
Yep.
you're looking at how the new players or
Mhm.
the rookies, which
Mhm.
I gotta say that term just sounds so like derogatory. Okay, but anyway,
Rookie?
that's what.
Rookie?
Yeah, it just I don't know. It just seems like
What do you want to call them? Freshmen?
the
Our last guest just has list called black and white, and you're gonna call rookie a racist term?
I didn't say it was a racist term. I just
derogatory.
A little
It seems a
derogatory.
little bit, yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
just that's just the way it is. That's in all sports.
Okay, but so I have issue with all sports. But anyway, moving on from that, when you're looking at how they're playing, are you using that to help you in who you're going to pick once
Yes.
the season starts?
Yes, I do.
See, I think that's
use why.
Okay. Do you think they're really playing their best?
If they don't, they're going to get cut.
Oh, okay.
They will lose their job because the roster goes from about 100-some to 50-some.
But if they're playing their absolute best and then they get hurt,
Well, if they play their absolute best and they get hurt, then it's up to the coach's discretion on where they think that their player will be.
okay.
But yeah, you have to go all out. You have to. This is their job. This is their future. This is money for their kids, for their families, for a home, for everything. This is what that's going to pay them, even though the average career in the NFL is only 3.5 years.
Okay.
This is what's going to set them up for a while, unless they actually go back to school and finish their degree, which a lot of them are now doing.
Okay, I understand now. Okay, so looking at the preseason game
Mhm.
from the standpoint of helping you to determine if you're going to pick the, I don't know, Cowboys or the Redskins. I'm just using that as an example. So using it from that standpoint. But I hear a lot of people who are watching the preseason game and they're like, oh, my team did so well. Like using the preseason game as an indicator as to how your team is going to do for the year, I feel like that could be a mistake.
Well, no, it depends because they don't really look at the entire game. What they do is they look at when the first team is on there. It's when your starters, your actual starters, or your projected starters for the regular season will go in. That's their first team. So they have first team offense, first team defense. And you want to see how well they're going to do. And then they come out, and in the first game and the second game, sometimes starters don't even play. Okay? That's why there's four preseason games. Sometimes they don't even play that early. But yeah, you do want to go out and you see, okay, well, how well is Tom Brady and Gronkowski, adapting after Gronk came off of the injury, and right now it looks pretty good. And I keep my eyes on stuff like that, especially with like fantasy football and my picks, and because I do a lot of gambling with my buddy in Vegas, and I do my locks of the week every week. And I do 3 college games and I do 3 pro games. And last year I won 71% of those games. And I do that with the spread. I don't just say this team's going to beat this team, but I do it with the spread because, and that's again where it goes back to preseason, because you want to look at if somebody's hurt, how well is their backup playing, or how well did their backup play during preseason? Did he drop a lot of passes? Did he catch a lot? And does he have good top end speed against a bad passing defense? I look at a lot of things like that.
So you're looking at all of that for each game when you're determining your picks.
Yes.
Wow.
I want to see the matchups. I want to see, if you got a good running back like Peterson, and he's going against the Cowboys, for example, which I know is Rob's team, but I'm at the lay it on the table. They're horrible defense against the rush. And so if Adrian Peterson is playing, or the Minnesota Vikings, who's not much of a favorite at all anywhere, but if they're playing a bad rushing defense, there's a chance that the Vikings could not only cover the spread, but they could possibly win against that team if their running game is on par. These are all things that I look at.
See, I don't look at any of that.
I know you don't. Please explain.
This is the question, though.
Okay.
Are any of the teams really changing their uniforms to where Christina might be picking another team based on the style of the uniform? Have we seen any new outlandish, wonderful
such a stereotype?
outfits?
Hold on a second. I have never.
I think Tampa Bay changed the uniform.
Let's check that out.
No, none of my picks were based on uniform.
You absolutely had said that sometimes you pick based off of the colors of the team, which is their uniforms.
Okay, No, I didn't.
Are you
Yes,
sure?
Yes, you
That
did.
sounds like something
Really?
you would do.
Yes, you said, "Oh, I like their uniforms better." You absolutely did. Now, as the year went on, you started doing a little bit more, like a cat eats a bird and whatever. But at the beginning, you got a little more
That's some
in
funny
depth.
stuff right there.
Oh wait, it's a Bengals are cats and Ravens are birds. So a Bengal.
So the
is gonna
Bengal
pick-
is going to eat the Raven.
Exactly. So that's how you picked it. But
Of
when you
course.
first started, you picked based off of city and color of uniforms. I will pull up tapes.
Okay, we might have to review tape on that. But the majority, on the whole, my picks were not about the color. Like, if it came down to, well, I have a good emotional feeling for that city and a good emotional feeling for that other city, the tiebreaker may have been color.
That's what I'm saying.
I forgot.
You
Hold on.
absolutely.
Okay, all right.
I think it was week 16 last year where I finally convinced you to actually record your picks. And I remember it was like Atlanta against San Francisco. And you recorded all your picks, all 16 picks, which was hilarious. But you did rather well that week, so I can't say anything. But anyway, so it was Atlanta against San Francisco. And I think you said you had like some family in Atlanta or
Yep.
in that area.
Yep.
And
My sister was born in Atlanta.
So, but then you're going, okay, so I'm going to pick Atlanta. But then I hear your daughter, I think it was, off in the distance saying, "Well, Mom, our band or choir is playing in San Francisco next month." Oh, well, then I have to pick San Francisco. And that was the first time I really hit my head on the wall. Because I was like,
But didn't San Francisco
they
win?
won, but I'm like, this shouldn't be the way that Vegas right now would probably have a hit on you just for the way you do picks.
Listen, her view on football picks is like someone who's totally into astrology. That they base everything on
the
where
Jupiter's
everything.
in the fifth moon and all that stuff.
I can't support. Okay, so, and I don't remember which team it is, but one of the teams has a guy that was accused of raping someone.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay, so once I am aware of that, once that story, and there may be a lot of other stories out there, but once that story comes into my consciousness and I am aware of that, I cannot emotionally support that team. So I can't be sitting there on the couch going, "Yes, go!" and supporting the team.
All right, so let me ask you this, because this was a big topic on our show, was Ray Rice and knocking out his... So does this mean that you will never, regardless of who they're playing, you're never going to pick the Baltimore Ravens this year? Because that's the team he plays for.
Okay, so wait, which team is the other guy, the Roth?
Yeah, what are you going to do when it happens when you have the
Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and they play each other twice this year. How are you going to pick that?
But Steelers fans are kind of... Wait, no, that's the Raiders fans. There's one. Okay, no.
No, the Steelers fans are crazy too.
They are?
I've been with one for 10 years now.
I think in that case, I'm going to probably be forced to do a... Well, no. Okay, so in that... Wait, hold on a second. Okay, in the case of the guy that drug... The Rice guy...
The Rice guy, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so he and his fiancée are... she seems to be okay with it. She's...
Now wife.
Okay,
now wife.
So they've mended. People make mistakes. They've mended. They're okay. So I don't feel like that's my axe to grind.
He knocked his girlfriend out. You don't understand how hard you have to hit somebody to knock them out, whether they're drunk or not?
Yeah. I don't know. I might have to do a coin toss for that one.
Understand that in the news today, a lady set her husband on fire, and Christine was okay with that too. So
oh my God.
Hey, I'm a libertarian. Do whatever you want.
I'm with you, Christine. You want to knock her out? Go ahead.
No, but she stayed.
God.
See, okay, so if I have to pick between the Rice and the... What's the guy?
Roethlisberger.
Okay, if I have to pick between the burger guy and the rice guy, I'm going to pick the... I'm going to, not support the burger guy. Here's why.
Too many calories?
No. The burger guy...
Okay.
He raped someone.
No. He was accused. Never convicted. He was accused.
Yes.
The charges were dropped. All that.
Okay.
But he still lost 4 games because of an accusation. I'm not saying he was right or was wrong, he did it or he didn't, but he was suspended initially 6 games because of the because he was accused, and then that was dropped to 4 games, even though never went to court, charges were dropped, all that.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
And I'm not a Steeler fan at all, obviously.
I really don't. I don't know if I know something about them that I like there was recently I couldn't believe that I was watching this. It was kind of the background on. Okay, are there 2 teams for New York?
Yeah, the Jets and the Giants.
Okay, the Giants. What's the coach's name?
Coughlin. Tom Coughlin.
I think, did he kind of start out like a jerk and people didn't
No, that's
know?
Rex Ryan.
Okay.
That's the Jets.
Okay. I like him. I like that coach now. So I might
I actually kind of like him now, too.
So I might have to support him.
You go ahead and do that, especially when they play the Patriots, because they
Why?
play them twice a year, too.
Are they not a good team?
The Patriots?
The Jets.
They're okay.
No, I think it's the Giants. It was Coughlin.
He's won 2 Super Bowls.
Okay, yes. I really like him.
The old guy.
Yes, I
Okay.
like the fact that he initially didn't really understand the use of the media and supporting him, and then he finally got it, and now the media likes him, and he's shown like I liked the package that they did on him. I was like, oh, he's a sweet grandpa guy, and I want them to do good.
The package.
The package. I like the
so
package on him.
Yeah.
On Grandpa.
I like his package.
I meant the media package that they did.
So Tampa Bay does have not new colors. They're still their same colors.
Right.
But
New
they do
design.
have, it's actually a reflective chrome border around the numbers. And they said that the reaction to a flash of a camera is quite interesting. So the border around the numbers actually light up, and it kind of adds to an exciting action photography. Is what
So
it's
it kind of
saying.
sounds sparkly.
It kind of sounds
Oh my
sparkly.
God.
So Christina's going to be a Tampa fan this year.
Now, are they a good team?
No. Well, they have the
Maybe
chance.
the reason, hold on a second. Okay, maybe the reason that they haven't been a good team is because they haven't had the energetic support of a lot of people.
No, they haven't been a good team because they've just been bad.
But
That's-
don't you think that when you are, like, okay, we know, this is proven, we can ask Angel Marie, it is proven that when a lot of people focus an intention on an outcome, that outcome can happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, at this time of year, all the teams think they're going to the playoffs. However, there's probably only about 15 of those teams that are realistic.
Who do you think is going to go to the playoffs?
What division? Am I stumping you
There's
already?
2 divisions.
All right.
Oh, wait, there's NFC and AFC?
There's NFC, there's AFC, and then there's AFC North, the NFC East, the AFC West, the South, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, see, I'm just going back to my feelings.
All right, so basically what I'm looking at right now for the NFC, my
Okay.
playoff predictions. Okay, let's start with the East. Out of the East, all the teams are terrible, but I'm picking Philadelphia to win that division again like they did last year. No other teams, the Giants, the Cowboys, or the Washington Redskins are going to the playoffs out of that division. Let's go to the North. In the NFC North, the Green Bay Packers are the only team that are going to go to the playoffs out of that division.
Now, hold on a second.
crazy.
Are the Chicago Bears in that division?
They may be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Bears.
Well, that's great.
Not a girl.
If a certain individual who shall be nameless gets hurt and they actually bring in their backup quarterback, then they may do better. That's my personal
Okay, so
opinion.
who do we have to hope? Oh, that seems really mean. So we have to, like, hope for somebody to
Cutler.
get hurt?
Thank you. Yeah, him.
If Cutler gets hurt,
I just don't think he's. We don't have enough time to go into that.
okay, all right.
They have a wonderful backup quarterback who actually last year had to play some.
Actually, he's in Tampa Bay now
Oh,
They got rid of him
Oh, no.
because they just paid Jay Cutler $120 million for not taking them to the playoffs ever. Moving on. So that's the North, the Packers. For the South, these Saints are going to be the only team that go to the playoffs for the South, which leaves 3 teams left. For the West, the division leader will be the Seahawks. And then it's going to be the other 2 teams that are going to go to the playoffs. Both wild card teams are coming out of the NFC West, and that is the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals.
woohoo!
You know the Cardinals. Very good. 2 points for you. In the AFC East, the New England Patriots have won that division 14 out of the last 15 years. It'll happen again. The Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins will not be stopping the Patriots. In the North, which we're actually going over on Tuesday night, but I'll give you a sneak peek right now, Cincinnati Bengals are going to be going to the playoffs.
Awesome.
They're the most complete team in that division, offensive and defensive wise, and they will be going. In the what do we got left? The South, the AFC South, probably the Indianapolis Colts will be going. Houston's got a lot to show. You know, they're a year removed from the playoffs. They were actually horrible last year. It just kind of all depends on their offense, how their offense goes, and how Foster goes this year. So right now it's just the Colts, and in the AFC West, it is going to be the Denver Broncos, unfortunately, going.
Why do you say the Denver Broncos, unfortunately?
As a Patriot fan, I have spent the last decade every single year watching Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. Doesn't matter what team he's on, they play every single year, and then they play again in the playoffs every single year. I just want him to retire. I'm tired of seeing that matchup, or just don't play him. Don't play him until the playoffs. I'll be happy. But yeah, they'll go. They'll go. They're the best stacked team in the AFC West. The Raiders aren't going to do anything. However, the Chargers could go, but the Chiefs will also be a playoff team. So it's going to be a toss-up for the final wild card. There's one wild card spot. If the Chiefs take one of them, the other wild card spot will either be San Diego or I don't know, James. What do you think? I don't think anybody out of the North. I don't think Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, no way.
I think Baltimore is just
What about the Lions?
too much in shambles. That's in the NFC North, and no, they're not going to the playoffs. And the reason why I say that is because in order to beat out the Cardinals for that final wild card spot, you have to have at least 10 wins, and you have to have a better head-to-head record than the Cardinals do against like opponents. And the Cardinals' defense is absolutely stellar, and the Cardinals' offense is pretty damn good too. Whereas if you look at a team like the Bears, they've got the best tandem of wide receivers in Marshall and Jeffries. Best, if you take 1, 2 and put them together, they're better than any other team out there, including Atlanta.
Well, go ahead.
The problem is their quarterback. He throws a lot of interceptions in bad times. He doesn't just throw it in the first quarter and then come back from it. He'll throw it when they need to do a game-tying score or a go-ahead to score, and that's just why I don't like him.
I think that Arizona, the Cardinals, are absolutely going to go to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl. Yeah, I absolutely think. And here's why.
Okay.
The Super Bowl is in Arizona, so economically, they're already here. It makes sense. They don't have to fly a whole team here. So it's going to make sense for them just to be here.
I like how you say economically, because that's what the football teams look at. We can't go to the Super Bowl because we cannot afford to fly all the way to Arizona.
But hold on, there's more. But there's more. They are, throughout this whole season, they are going to have more drive and more determination than we saw last year because it's at Arizona. I mean, when it's here in Arizona, they're going to be like,
right,
that's our game. We're going to be here. So
I like that argument, but you do realize that there's a football team out there every year that says the Super Bowl is here.
Now, you guys better brush up because you guys will be on Media Row for that. I think JD's going to be on the field. But as far as the media day, like the media the 2 weeks leading up or a week before, that's on Media will be there. So you better start boning up on all your stuff, ladies, because we'll be broadcasting live.
And the other reason that I think they're going to be at the Super Bowl, which I guess color and team uniforms actually does play into it, their color is red, and red is the best color of all. Well, it's kind of like a reddish burgundy, but it's red, so therefore they are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know about the jersey color thing, but
Uh-oh.
Red, white, and blue always wins.
Oh. Now what team is this?
This is the Patriots.
Okay, that's right. And that's
now, what team is this?
Look.
You know what? I love that you're into it, and it's
yes, I do. It's awesome.
I'm excited. I am really, truly excited.
No, I understand. It's so funny because sometimes your arguments are like dead on. Like, I researched this, and here's why this, and then right after that, you'll follow up with, well, I had a second cousin once removed twice that went to school there for 3 days. So, hey, we only have 3 minutes. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh wow, time went fast. Real quick, we're going to test you guys' knowledge a little bit about sports
in kind of
my world of the WWW.
Oh, I was
Okay.
gonna say if you're going WWE, I'm all over it.
No.
Okay.
So this is the 11 biggest sport scandals
Ooh.
ever.
Ooh.
So I'll kind of give you an example because it's not necessarily like
See,
everything taking place in the sport, but I will tell you which one was not on here, and I was very surprised.
Oh.
Michael Vick. The
Okay.
fact that he is not on here with his whole
Yeah, but that's not
you
a
know-
scandal. That's just stupid.
no, but that's similar to what these are. These are not
okay.
all necessarily like I'll throw out another one because I'm sure you would guess this one. Pete Rose. That scandal
Okay.
had everything to do with the game and him
Mhm.
betting on the own team, so that was totally in
Actually,
football.
he came out and said he never actually bet on
I
his
know he
own
has.
team, but he bet on the game itself.
So there are 11. JD, what
Mhm.
other ones do you think are out there?
What other
Pete
ones?
Rose was one of them.
The Black Sox scandal.
That is one.
Spygate.
No.
No? Wow. Really?
Well, what's Spygate?
That's when the Patriots were caught recording the
No.
jet signals.
No.
See, America really doesn't care about that anymore, so I don't know why Dolphins fans keep bringing it up.
The Patriots can't win unless they cheat. Is that what you're saying?
They were caught doing what?
This is coming from a Bears fan.
They were recording the
They were recording. You're
Ah.
allowed to have cameras, but there's only certain places you're allowed to have cameras, and they put one on the sideline, and they were recording the
plays and that
play
kind
signal and all that stuff. Defensive coordinator signals.
But if they had one of their guys like happen to be sitting in the stands in that area, would it be okay for them to?
No.
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 of
Wow.
stuff. Do you have a guess, Christina? Since we don't have a lot of time, one of the biggest scandals for football or for sports, excuse me.
For sports.
I have no clue.
See, I've always been a protector of sports, so anytime anything negative comes up, I just kind of like dismiss it.
Oh, so you're
Okay, so we talked about Pete Rose. We talked about the Black
Sox.
James?
Let's just talk about baseball with the entire steroids thing.
Oh, yeah.
Barry Bonds.
Okay, Barry Bonds,
Barry
yeah.
Bonds. I don't enjoy baseball at all, and that's probably
I
one of
do.
the big reasons. I think when you go in the Hall of Fame, if you were during that period where the HGH or any of that was used, it should say they should have an asterisk that
They're
says.
not going to go into the
I
Hall
wish
of Fame.
they would, though. I'm just saying. You
No,
know
I'm
what
just
I mean?
saying they're not going to go into the Hall of Fame. As a matter of fact, the sports writers are doing everything to try and block that.
Yeah.
Where they put, you have like, it used to be you had 15 years to be on the ballot and get voted in. Now it's down to 10, which takes out half of the steroid era already.
Yeah. Well, good.
okay.
So let's go over all of them so we know,
Okay.
because I know we don't have time. So you guys, James and JD, you both picked one. The other one, Lance Armstrong
Oh, yeah.
and his steroid use.
Steroids.
O.J. Simpson. How can no one think
Oh.
of that one? Tiger Woods. I can't believe they're
Fucking
calling
Tiger
one
Woods,
of the
yeah,
big
yeah,
ones.
I can't blame the man for going.
Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Why?
Penn State and the sex offendant.
Uh,
that whole
Bear,
thing.
yeah.
Dusky.
The 1918 Black Sox. We already talked about that. Here's two that I didn't know about. Soviet Union referees in the 1972 games for the basketball team. Something about the ref and the fact that we had won like all these games, the United States team against the Soviets for like 20 years straight. And if the referee would have called the time at the right time and the seconds were put back, we would have won or something. I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about it.
That's really not important enough to remember.
And then the New Orleans bounty.
Bounty
that they
gate.
had, the
Yep.
Bounty Gate. I guess they were given money if they seriously
They were paying
hurt
people
a player.
for hurting people.
And last but not least,
So
never
wait,
heard
that
of this
was
either.
New Orleans?
Yes,
Yeah,
in
that was a couple
2012,
years ago.
just a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Oh.
And the last one, I had never heard of this. The Southern Methodist University, 1987, was canceled their entire season because of massive violations in the NCAA rules, and they did not win. They did not have one season for the next 20 years.
Wow.
Okay, football season starts 1st of September,
September 5th, I think. is
September
first game.
5th, and we'll be doing the football pool again this year.
Yes.
And the loser has to do what?
Well, I was going to have him sing karaoke, but then I realized that I really can't sing, so we'll have to figure something else out.
Oh, I thought the karaoke one was a great
Yeah,
one.
see, and I figured you guys would, but I can't get anybody else to jump on board, which means that a lot of people probably won't do it.
Too bad.
Whatever, losers.
All right, JD, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks
For
for
those of
having me.
you that love football and you want to talk about football and sports from a more serious standpoint than I obviously approached it today, stay tuned because up next is JD's Rockin' Sports.
on the left.